By the time you see this video, I will be in Arkansas visiting with my kids and my grandkids, but I thought what I would do is show you a little update on the seedlings that I've got going for this year's garden. Hi, I'm Robin. Welcome to Robin's Container Garden. As you know, I have been planting seeds, getting seedlings growing, getting things started for a few weeks now. And I have some onions, and I've got some tomatoes and peppers and some different things that are growing, and I thought that I would kind of give you an update on that. I've also got a few new things in the garden that I haven't had before, mainly blueberry and raspberry plants. So both of those are growing around, and I'll show you all of that stuff, and I'll just take you around the garden and show you everything that I've got growing in containers inside and outside. So let's go. So these are the onions. I repotted those yesterday. I'll put up on the screen when I planted them, but I lost a few, but I expected to. I've got onion sets that will go back, that'll go in to the ground when I get back in from my trip, but these are a lot better shape than the ones that I had last year. And these are my leeks. I think I've got there's 14 leeks in there. I want 17 for the container that I'm going to put them in. So I've got to plant some more, but I'll plant those when I get back. Not a big deal. These are my aubergine, the Listada de Gandia. And I repotted all this stuff yesterday. There were about 50 plants, I think, including the onions that I repotted yesterday. The aubergines, I saved 2 of each. So these are the Anaheim chilies. These are the Yolo Wonder peppers. These are my pepperoni giallos, the ones that are my big experiment ones. These are the Misterio d'Italias. Those are the ones that these came from. These are the Rotunda Bianca aubergines. These are some dahlias, some red skin dahlias that I planted. These are my first lot of tomatoes. I've got Marglobe here and Arkansas Traveler here. And then I've got some basil. These, funny enough, were planted on the same day. That's my dark opal, and this is just standard basil. This is cinnamon basil. That's just come up recently, so that should actually be in good shape by the time I get back. So that's the stuff on the windowsill in the kitchen. These are the raspberry canes that I got a few weeks ago, and they've already put on some new growth, which is fantastic. I haven't staked them yet, but they don't really need it. They're in there really good and solid. I'll stake them when I get back because I think they'll start to grow up when I return. So those are in there this year, but next year I'm probably going to move half of them to another container because I think they'll be too big for all 6 of them in that one container. So those are my raspberry canes. Don't they look good? This is a volunteer. It is an Aquilegia. I did not plant this in this container. This was one of the kale containers that I had. It is not a variety, I believe, that I have seeds for. There's 4 plants in there. I think maybe even 5 plants because there's a new one there. Those are going to be getting replanted, but I'm going to wait till I get back. Those have been growing all winter, so they're fine out here. So that's a volunteer. Over in the next container is where I planted the spinach a couple weeks ago. None of it's come up, which is fine. I'm not expecting it to come up yet, so hoping that it will come up while I'm away. This is my blueberry plant, which as you can see is already setting flowers. I hope that's okay. It seems to be in really good shape. It's got a couple of little dead bits here that I'll trim those off when I get home. It's actually grown since I put it in, and obviously it's put on some flowers, and I can start to see a few little leaves coming up as well, so that's in good shape. And then over here is the spring onions that I planted. Again, those haven't come up, and again, I'm not expecting them to just yet. I just put them in there just to kind of get them going and hopefully get an early start on them when they do start coming up. You'll recognize these guys. These are my milk carton ones. The one that's not up here is the flower sprout kale because it has not germinated for whatever reason. I have the white stem pak choi there. I've got red stemmed pak choi there. I have Tuscan kale here. There. And I've got a couple of lupins that have come up, which is fantastic. Those are, I was actually going to transplant those before I left because I was worried about the size, but I think I'm going to leave them. I don't think that they're too crowded. I think they'll be okay. So they'll stay in there until I get back, and then I will probably transplant them after I get back. What I'm worried about is birds eating them. So that's where we are with those. The container that I planted the herbs in last year, and it's not been cleaned up. I've not done anything to it. And I realized I've got some chives that have come up, and I've got some chamomile that has started growing. And again, these are ones that grew over the winter, so they're absolutely fine, nice and hardy, and I'll get an early harvest of those, which is fantastic. And this is my winter spinach, and it's still going. It's still just plugging along really nicely. So I'm definitely going to be planting that again. I planted that back in the autumn, and it's still going. We've been using it through the winter. These are my bulb lasagnas. The crocus have gone over. The iris have gone over. But I have some tulips that are heading up, and they are really close to getting to the point where they're going to flower, I think. I'm hoping that they'll be flowered by the time I get back, if not before. Then up here we've got some daffodils that are heading up, and there's some more tulips there. And again, up here there's tulips and some more daffodils up here. So those are going to be a riot of really bright, pretty colors soon. So I'm really excited about those too. Now it's time for the big question. What have you already got started in your kitchen window, or outside in your greenhouse, or in your containers outdoors? What have you got going, and what are you excited about that's already coming up, or that's a volunteer, something like that? Tell me down in the comments, because I really want to know. You all know that I'm going to Arkansas, or by the time you see this, I'll already be in Arkansas. And if you saw any of the news coverage on Friday or Saturday, there was some really serious tornado storm damage in Arkansas. My kids and my grandkids, my family are all safe. Their properties are okay. But there was some really bad devastation in my hometown of Wynne, Arkansas. And several people were killed, and there was a lot of damage. My old high school is pretty much demolished. The big church right next to the high school is really seriously damaged. There have been some of the people that I know that have been contacting me, asking me how you can help. And what I'm going to do is put some information on how to donate, whether you're in the UK or in the US, down into the description. So if you feel like you need to donate to the rescue efforts and the rebuilding and everything, those links will be down in the description. But I just wanted to give you the opportunity if you wanted to do that. And hopefully, I know that the community has really come together. They're all helping each other out. It's going to be a long road ahead for them. I really appreciate all of you guys that have contacted me through email and messaging systems and different social media outlets and things. And I really appreciate your thoughtful words and your caring comments. That really goes a long way. I won't be doing a video next Wednesday. We'll be still in Arkansas next Wednesday. I'm not leaving until the 13th to come back. And hopefully I won't be so jet lagged not to put a video out the following week. I will be back and we'll do an update, because I think there'll be so many different changes even just in the 2 weeks that I've been gone in the garden. Just remember, you don't have to grow all the things, just grow something. Take care. Bye, y'all.